Kevin Champagne and I'm the chair of the Fire Station Building Committee. I'm joined today by fellow committee members Aaron Hunt and Chief Aaron Kinney. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the proposed fire station project. I'd like to start with a bit of project history. Improvements to the existing fire station were planned as part of the public safety project approved at a 2015 town meeting and designed during 2016. Until that project was undertaken, both the police and fire departments operated out of the building at 117 Main Street. The project was broken into two phases, and as part of the first phase of that project, the police department was moved to a renovated building at 14 Sharon Avenue. The second phase of the project intended to renovate and expand the existing fire station. The cost of the renovations at 14 Sharon Avenue significantly exceeded the budgeted construction cost and did not leave enough money to complete the fire station renovations. Since that time, the fire department has continued to make the best of it and operate in a building that is well past its useful life, is not compliant with current building codes, and limits the department's ability to function in an efficient way. However, the good news is that $3.3 million remained from the amount approved at the 2015 town meeting, which allowed the town to take a fresh look at the project. In January 2021, the Select Board decided to restart the fire station project by forming a fire station building committee. Using the money remaining from the 2016 project, the committee was tasked with 1. Soliciting proposals from, interviewing, and recommending the hiring of an owner's project manager and architect for the project. 2. Working with the selected OPM and architect to develop a fire station that will meet the current needs of the department, as well as consider future needs for expansion. 3. Ensuring that the project is in keeping with the town's character and implements sustainable design practices that align with Norfolk's designation as a green community. 4. Meeting with the Select Board at critical milestones to provide project updates and receive approval to move forward with subsequent design phases. And finally, developing methods for community engagement and understanding for the project. With these tasks in mind, the Fire Station Building Committee was formed in March of 2021. The Select Board desired that the committee include members of the community with backgrounds in the architecture, engineering, and construction industries, and that goal has been met. In addition to the fire department chief, town administrator, town finance director, and a town resident firefighter, the remaining community members all have architecture or engineering backgrounds and are familiar with the Massachusetts public construction process. Since forming, the committee has worked diligently with the selected OPM, Vertex, and design team led by architect Doran Whittier to develop a cost-effective project that is in alignment with current building codes and best practices, as well as meets the needs of the department, while keeping an eye to the future to account for inevitable department expansion. And while the 2016 project was not a success in terms of improving the conditions at the fire station, this committee is implementing lessons learned from that project. These include: first, having a construction bid in hand at the special town meeting where the project will be voted on. One issue with the 2016 project was that the cost approved at the 2015 town meeting was based on a preliminary estimate and did not capture design changes as the project developed. The approach of this project is to come to the 2023 town meeting with actual contractor bids so that the costs are more accurately known. Second, meeting with the community to discuss the project and solicit feedback. The committee hosted community events where we presented the project and answered questions. These events were hosted on November 3rd, 2021, February 16th, 2022, May 18th, 2022, and most recently at the Fire Station Open House in October 2022. If you couldn't attend these events, video recordings are available on YouTube and the town website. Finally, making project information readily available to the public. We've accomplished this by utilizing the town's revamped website where video recordings of all our committee meetings, including our community events, are available. Answers to frequently asked questions, copies of meeting minutes, and other project documents are available there as well. The project team has been hard at work since we presented the results of the feasibility study back in December 2021 to get documents ready for construction bidding. The project will be bid in November 2022 with bids received in late December. Once receiving the bids, a special town meeting will be held on January 11th, 2023 to see if the project will be approved, and a ballot vote will be held on January 28th. Early ballot voting will be available, and the town clerk has additional information on early voting. This is an important project to address the poor conditions the fire department is currently operating in. However, regardless of your opinion on the project, it is extremely important that everyone come out to the special town meeting to have their voices and votes heard. A 2/3 yes vote of town meeting attendees is required to have this critical project go forward.
My name is Aaron Hunt. I'm a resident of the town and an architect by trade. I've sat on a variety of boards and committees in the town, including the Planning Board, the Southwood Zoning Committee, and the Business District Zoning Committee. I currently sit on the Design Review Board and the Fire Station Building Committee, where I am the Vice Chair. I will quickly cover 4 subjects. I'll start with what has changed since 2015 that requires more area be included to the project. Town zoning requirements have been modified, including requirements such as pitched roofs, building height limits, landscape separation, and on-site stormwater management. The state has adopted the International Building Code and includes stringent new requirements for structural design, wind speeds, electrical infrastructure, and energy efficiency. NFPA codes for firefighter safety and facility safety were not in place, including requirements for decontamination rooms, isolation rooms, and for barriers and separation between non-contaminated spaces, neutral areas, and contaminated areas. All of this requiring more area in the building. Norfolk has voted to become a green community, and as such, the project is designed to meet many LEED standards. The project will be solar ready and has considered net zero approaches through the Mass Save program, which provides zero carbon emission design. I will move on to the building square footage today versus previous studies in 2001 and 2015. In 2001, the new station was sized at roughly 23,700 square feet. In 2015, a new station was sized at roughly 22,000 square feet. These studies both assumed off-site storage of some large department equipment, such as the boat. The planning study performed by the current design team started with a facility of 32,000 square feet. Working collaboratively with many department heads and the Fire Department Working Committee, taking into account current zoning, building and safety codes, accommodating the department's storage requirements on-site, responsibly planning for future growth, the design team settled on a proposed station of 25,700 square feet. This is a full 6,000 square feet less than the 2021 starting program and only 2,000 more square feet than noted in 2001. The design team is also proposing a 2-story structure. 2-story structures are often more efficient in terms of envelope and roofing costs. Further, the design team has worked to use the volume of the various spaces to accommodate the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing equipment, rather than resorting to additional space to rest them all on the floor or placing them on the roof. The roof is now clear for future solar installations. The third item I'm covering is the sustainable design practices being implemented on the project, perhaps most efficiently communicated by simply using a list. The project has planned for sustainable site design and stormwater drainage measures, sustainable water use utilizing low-flow fixtures, high-efficiency HVAC and electrical equipment, enhanced exterior wall and roof insulation for energy savings, on-site gray water for septic infiltration, low and no VOC interior finishes for a high-quality indoor air, occupancy sensors to reduce energy based on actual occupant loads, power, and lighting needs, fixed windows to negate air leakage as part of the reduced air infiltration strategies, durable interior and exterior materials to minimize maintenance and repairs, system commissioning to ensure optimal operation of mechanical and electrical systems, exterior wall commissioning to ensure optimal air barrier performance to minimize air infiltration, and compliance with Mass Save Zero Net Energy Ready to program to reduce future costs and qualify for incentives. I'll finish with the feedback we've received from other town boards and committees. First, the Design Review Board. The board has reviewed the exterior of the proposed station at major milestones. The board is generally supportive of the process, design direction, colors, and materials being proposed. Second, the Zoning Board. The town bylaws include requirements for separation between commercial and residential zones. This requirement is in place in part to ensure adequate natural screen separation of commercial facilities from residential zones. The board and abutters in attendance considered that the fire station is an existing use and has been in place for many years. The existing on-site vegetation was also determined to provide sufficient screening and separation. As such, the board granted a special permit to allow reduction of a 50-foot setback from residential zoning. The Energy Committee. The committee was favorable to the incorporation of a solar-ready facility. The roof, structure, and infrastructure are being planned such that the future solar installation can be added to the building. The committee suggested providing additional solar output through canopies over the parking areas. These canopies would allow the project to be net zero. In other words, the building would produce more energy than it uses. Town bylaws currently do not allow solar installations in front of buildings. There was also discussion of geothermal wells. The design team advised that project research had shown that the cost of the system was far beyond expected returns of that system. Geothermal was abandoned. The Select Board. The board has generally supported and applauded the efforts of the team as being both thoughtful and transparent. There was discussion about ensuring the project is built to accommodate some future expansion of the department. This was considered so that we were not looking to expand the building after just a few short years. There was also discussion about ways to consider a smaller building. What would it mean to build a smaller station at, say, 16,000 square feet? The design team and the committee noted that 16,000 square feet building would fall far short of meeting the current needs of the department. The committee and the design teams have also reviewed the schedule to completion, process for town voting, and have coordinated the needs of the project with both the state and the town. The Planning Board. There was significant discussion on how stormwater management is being proposed and why rain gardens and basins were being used in lieu of underground structures. We discussed that the design team is proposing a sustainable and cost-effective system that, while not the typical approach in town, will meet all of the bylaw requirements. The Planning Board has accepted the proposed approach. There was discussion on keeping the plantings in the basins maintenance-free. The basins will have grasses and flowers that can be mowed once a season. The DPW was accepting of this approach. Parking count was discussed, as the design team proposed less spaces than the town's building official originally anticipated. The architect referred to the code and recommended a designation as a non-recreation public facility. The original interpretation of the building official considered the designation of mixed use. The mixed use designation would have resulted in significantly more parking than is required by the needs of the department and the building. After review and discussion, the planning board and building officials agreed with the designation as a non-recreation public facility. Hot off the press, the Planning Board has just approved the special permit for the proposed project.
Hello, I'm Fire Chief Aaron Kinney. I'm here to share today a little bit about the design process and how we use the working group committee to bring the project design into focus. The working group consists of the architect, the owner's project manager, the facilities director, finance director, town administrator, and the members of the fire department. As a group, we work together using a systematic process to create, define, refine, and implement a building program focused on the current and future needs of the community and the fire department. The committee has designed a needs-based facility where all areas of the building will be put to use day one to support the core programs and services provided to the community by the fire department. The working group implemented several strategies to remove inefficient spaces in the building to reduce costs and save square footage. The house watch was eliminated. Individual locker rooms were eliminated. There is no conference room. There are no individual or separate offices. We use an open office approach. We removed a fire pole via engineering and the stair design. The bidirectional antenna amplifier closet was eliminated using engineering. The water entry room was also eliminated using engineering by our architects. And the circulation space was reduced to 22% instead of the standard 30 to 35%, which exists in most fire stations. These strategies, when implemented, reduced the overall size of the project by 5,000 square feet. The kitchen, dining, and day room are set in an open floor plan. There is a combined tool room, workshop, SCBA storage, and fill room, combined and shared lobby space, and we have combined or created locker space outside of the bunk rooms for personal storage, so personnel may have storage for their personal effects. But that has been incorporated into the bunk room space so that we don't have inefficient or dead space with individual locker rooms. Also, personnel from the fire department made sacrifices as we worked as a work group to create cost savings and again reduce the overall footprint of the building. Some of those sacrifices include the consolidation of all administrative spaces to one level on the second floor, combined officer workstations to reduce or to eliminate the need for individual offices, and then reduced depth of 2 of the apparatus bays. And we also have fixed non-operable windows. The reason for the fixed non-operable windows is it creates a more efficient building and a more cost-effective use of all of the technology that we use for energy efficiency within the structure. The final key component that I wanted to discuss is the benefits of the project to the community. This project will allow for more efficient and timely emergency response, as personnel and vehicles will all be housed in the same facility. It will allow for and facilitate safer emergency response, as personnel will no longer have to traverse across a parking lot and be exposed to the conditions of the weather. The new project eliminates exposure and contamination risk to the public as well as the fire service personnel by implementing new codes and NFPA standards that create warm, hot, and cold zones within the occupancy and decontamination areas. The new building also has exhaust remediation built into the structure to eliminate exposure to carcinogens produced by the fire apparatus and the various tools that are used by firefighters. The new facility is code compliant, low maintenance, and energy efficient, bringing overall cost savings and more efficient and effective building for the town. This building also incorporates additional community space and facilitates more community interaction and meeting space with the town and for the town. Another added benefit is enhanced morale and recruitment and retention of personnel. We all know how challenging the current labor climate is. And lastly, all public spaces within the new building will be ADA compliant. For all of these reasons, the committee strongly believes they have designed and implemented a cost-effective program that is not only energy efficient and code compliant, but will be a great benefit and asset to our community.
If you have any questions regarding this project, please feel free to reach out to the committee via the town website, or better yet, attend one of our bi-weekly meetings that are typically on Wednesdays. A link to the town website and QR code will be provided at the end of this video, and we hope to see you on January 11th for the special town meeting.